and Twitch, International Master Sparkle Horse, aka Sladgy, coming to you live from Budapest, Hungary. We're here with Ponda, our friend Asterbait. What's up, man? Up late on the West Coast, almost. He's from Pacific time in the United States, 9 hours earlier than here. That would put you 2 a.m. Not too bad. Guys, we got a challenge already. I'm going to play a warm-up game. I have not played yet this morning. Woke up a little bit late. All right, play. We got... What do we got? We got play, create a game. Why don't they put lobby in the main tab? All right, let's play a quick game here. 3+2. Weird openings, the theme of the day. Oh, he already got a game, this guy. Something with an increment, please. 5+0. All right, 5+0. Just to remember how the pieces move before I get started. I'm terrible when I'm not warmed up. All right, we'll go with a Reti. I think D4 is a very good move. I'm supposed to be playing unusual openings. Let's gambit a pawn. Damn, dude. That was a free pawn I just gave you. He doesn't want it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I don't want her. Alright, you don't want her. What can I say, man? I tried to create a new opening here with a stunning revolutionary gambit, and my opponent just declined. Unbelievable. This is just merely a warm-up game. Get the blood flowing in the brain. What brain? What's up, Pokemon? We've got a challenge from one of our subscribers, Imre. Always here early. Asterbait and Imre. The first one's in, usually. This actually wins a piece. Per. He just resigned. Wow, that's respect. That wasn't much of a warm-up. Now we've got two challenges. Oh no, the deadly Morales. Morales has 134 rated games. You got 1,155 in Blitz, though. Are you purposely keeping your rating under 2,000? You're going to qualify for some prize or something? Is there like an under 2,000 tournament you're planning on winning or something? Or is that better? Can't hear. Sharing the office with the baby. The baby's working. Alright. Whatever. Weird openings. What are we going to play? Start with E4 and go from there. I hope he doesn't bring the baby to the office. That was his best game ever against me. So, tomorrow I'm starting an over-the-board tournament. Week IM group. Oh, unusual openings. Let's try the Blobix. It's not that unusual, but for me it's unusual to play B3. Some people, this is their normal repertoire. I think maybe I like B3 better on move 3. But it's weird for me. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with white here. Just kind of having some fun. Playing unusual stuff. B3, bishop B2 in the Sicilian. It's viable. I don't find it particularly easy to play against. The positions aren't really... They're not really similar to other Sicilians that result from this. The Blobix system... Bronhi. Yeah. So I've been playing, not something I really like, but E5 primarily. I'm pretty sure that I've tried this as well. A sort of Alyekin type answer. Alyokin. Aryukin. I've played Imre quite a few games, but I feel like I still don't really know a lot about him as a player. Even though we've played 29 games, this is number 30. William, I'm a little bit slow today. Just getting warmed up. Alright. So I think this is the move I would expect if I were black. But yeah, he's always here first. He's always first. You got to get up pretty early in the morning to beat Imre to a game. Asterbate might get here first, but he never challenges me. Yeah, well, you don't play me enough, Asterbate. You should challenge more often, dude. The DK guy. So tomorrow starts the week IM tournament. The latest list, there's like 5 kids under 18, 3 IMs, and 1 older guy, and 1 woman. Women and children first. It's like getting off of a ship. Alright. Too many kids, though. Nobody likes playing little kids. We'll do the best we can. As long as they're not tremendously underrated, I don't care, about playing kids. Where's Mr. Coffee? It's a round robin 10 players. I'm a house player. This doesn't look right. Actually, I have a strange feeling that a Greek grandmaster played this with white. But I can't remember which one it was. One of those Greek grandmasters. Oh, you actually played Tonatman yesterday? Here on lichess? I think he's improved. I mean, I don't know. I never played him back in the day, but I was never really impressed with him when he was younger. But now he seems like he's legit. He's matured into a pretty good player. Very positional, though. I mean, all the Vietnamese team in Budapest, they're really strategic-based players. Whole bunch of players, they work together a lot. He may be a little bit like vulnerable tactically. He likes endgames and positional play. Very strong in that style. No, he's not bad tactically. I'm definitely average at least, but I've seen some vulnerability. We all have vulnerabilities, right? But I'm not worried about the IMs. I just don't want the little kids to play like they're grandmasters or something, I know what I'm getting with the other players. It's the little kids that you don't know how they're going to play. This bishop f5 looks suspicious. Calculation station. Lou Reed. Alright, what are we going to do? He's going to live with his king on e7 and then go for a little walk. It could be worse than you thought, though. Let's see. c4 is interesting. Coffee house system. But that's what makes me dangerous as a player. You can't really put my play into a category because sometimes I can play tactically and sometimes it's positional. You never really know what you're going to get. I think that's my strength. And that's, I think, typical of, American chess players, since we don't really have a chess culture. Everybody's kind of random, stylistically. It's not like we were taught chess in in the Soviet Union, Pioneer Palace or something. A lot of players have very defined style. I think I try to play more, maybe more correctly here on the stream. A little bit to try to illustrate, what I feel is correct play. Maybe I would, in my native, if I could just do whatever I wanted, I'd probably play a little more tactically. But I feel like I try to be even more correct when I stream. He just resigned here, but it's premature. For a Blitz game, I mean, you might resign here in a tournament game, although maybe he is lost because of Rook C8, Bishop A6. Yeah, come to think of it, I guess it is lost. For a second, I thought he could play this, Rook C8, but I have Bishop A6, which probably wins the exchange. Yeah, I don't see a defense, honestly. But I also try to play... I don't see any Greek grandmasters who played this with white. Spassky played this with white. I think I was thinking of a different position where I faced a Bishop C4 on the previous move here. I believe. Still no Greek grandmasters. Rockport played this, Bishop C4 right away. It's like a hybrid between the Alapin and it feels like an Alapin Sicilian. Weird. Alright, so let's see what he did wrong. D6, Spassky, Sasako, 1978. Followed this exact game, and then Bishop F5. Okay, so Bishop F5 is just, he forgot about Bishop E5 check. One tactical mistake. No, I thought one of the Greek grandmasters had a game in this line, because I had played against it with black some games, and once in a while I'm looking at the opening explorer and just remembering, like, noticing a certain name or something. But I guess it was someone else. Because Jim was here. Greek grandmasters. Self-deprecating. Sugar-free, I'm challenging everyone to 5+3 through 7+3. Casual. No rated and nothing faster than 5+3, please, so I can commentate and play a relaxed game and talk about the game. Papianu. Nikolaidis. Knight F3. There's quite a few Greek grandmasters. You shouldn't be deprecating. Probably when I started playing chess in like 1986 or 1985, there were no Greek grandmasters, I would imagine. Anyway, we're supposed to play unusual openings. The Morales. Bonikas, that's another one. Katronias, who's that? Never heard of him. He would be the most famous. But he's a traitor. He went to Cyprus or whatever. Is he still playing for Cyprus? There's always this infighting in smaller countries with like the Chess Federation. The top players, like in Hungary, they won't play for the Olympiad. The Polgar sisters and Leko. Always like fighting with the Chess Federation. Because they don't pay them enough or whatever. Very typical of smaller countries. But I think like here in Hungary, where the tradition is strong, and there have been a lot of medals for Olympic teams and stuff, players do deserve. They deserve good treatment. Sorry, I was interrupted by the baby. Strongest baby player in the stream. The symmetrical, I don't know about that, Morales. I think Morales is distracted. Interesting. Symmetrical Polish. Can't say I've ever played this one before. It's kind of funny. So am I like a tempo up now? I'm a tempo up. If you take on a knight takes a6, I've got a free move. I think symmetrical positions are really hard to play. I mean, it's really hard to take advantage of that extra tempo most of the time. Now what do we do? The B pawn has a very cramping effect. And I've got my queens and D and knight. Logical play, I would say. Let's castle. Jim with a 200-bit donation. Wait, what happened? Alright, I clicked something. Something weird. I had clicked. You can't see it, guys. It just shows the bit donations up top. They somehow, I think they changed the layout a little bit of the gift on my Twitch stream page. They changed the layout, so it's like I see like move 11 gift sub and then gift to take number 2. Now they have like gift sub. I'll put it on gift on the bit donations. Mr. Slowhand with 1,000, Jim with 500, Midnight Rhino 400. Thank you guys. Now I want to get my knight out. And D6 feels a little passive. If I take on B5 and then play D6, I mean, structurally, I don't want to end up with a bad pawn. I mean, that's one issue. I was thinking about D5. I'm just going to end up with a weakness. This feels very passive. The square could be a problem. Okay, I'm being kind of pessimistic, obviously. This should equalize, but it's not very exciting. Will I lose a tempo later if I take with the queen here? Maybe it's better not to bother. So many questions. Yeah, I don't know Midnight Rhino too well, but the one thing I noticed was funny. We were talking about, I mentioned a New England master who's like really old, and he knew his age, like, or looked it up. He knew who I was talking about, so I don't know if he has any relation to New England, or that was just random. I was talking about this old FIDE master from my days back in Boston, and quickly related to who that was. Morales is going to be playing the lichess under 2000 championship. So he's trying to keep his rating down. Oh man, another crazy thing happened. It was really funny with my US rating and my FIDE ratings. The US Chess Federation does this totally, I think, like practically illegal policy of adjusting your USCF rating based on your foreign events in FIDE tournaments. Like, it's absurd. But anyway, to make a long story short, this policy started back in like around like 2006 when Fabiano Caruana's dad wanted him to gain rating points. The USCF, like, just our National Chess Federation, just changed the policy to suit like Fabiano's father because he wanted his son to gain national rating points faster. So they still adhere to this policy, and like I played some tournament, and my USCF membership like expired 3 months ago. And normally when it expires, like, they no longer rate your games. But I noticed I lost like 20 rating points in the last I lost like 20 USCF rating points in the last 2 months. Even though my US membership like expired, they just continue to rate my games as if, this is the sick part, they rate your games as if your USCF rating, as if your FIDE rating is your USCF rating. Like, they're not even comparable. Like, FIDE is deflated by like 75 points or something. So basically, I have a FIDE rating of 2335, and I have a US rating of like 100 points higher, and they take away points if I don't perform like 100 points higher than my current rating. So it's like, what? It's crazy. I'm just like losing points if I don't perform 2435 FIDE. It's crazy. No, I mean, it's totally insane, I mean, there's no way. If I don't perform 100 points higher than my FIDE rating, they're going to take away my USCF rating points. I wouldn't even bother sending them an email, though. Like, the US Chess Federation is so dilettante. I mean, forget about it. I was thinking that when you mentioned about, when I was talking about smaller countries, it's crazy. Yeah, it was specifically created to help Fabiano gain rating points years ago. All right, but actually, to be fair, I think they had done it in the past. They had taken it away, this policy, and then brought it back. It wasn't the first time. There was a time in the 90s when they were doing it as well. They had disabled the policy and then brought it back. But I checked my rating. I was like, wait, I lost 20 rating points. I don't even have a membership in the US Chess Federation. How can they take away my points? There's no Hungarian rating system anymore. But that's the other thing. They might as well just do away with USCF rating if they're going to tie it to the FIDE. It'll be like, some currency that's tied to the euro or something. But US Chess Federation ratings have always been inflated compared to FIDE. And there's no way you can compare the two. My USCF rating was always about 100 points higher than my FIDE. At least 75. Was my queen lost? Take it easy on me here. 1898, 1998. They're just rating the tournaments USCF like as if it's a USCF tournament or something. Just my games. Just my game, like my one game or whatever. These players that I'm playing would all be like 100 points higher if they had USCF ratings. Just totally bogus. That's the last time. Mr. Coffee Mr. Coffee paid for my USCF membership a year and a half ago when I was going to play in a tournament. And then I had to cancel because my mom got sick. That's why I had a USCF membership, but that's the last time. I am not going to ever pay for that USCF ratings. It's a joke. All right. Maybe I can get my rating under 2400 USCF. If I could get under 2400, I could win some prize money. Should be fairly easy to do. I use my USCF, my US my US federation. I don't understand how Morales is in 1988. It's ridiculous. I keep like, who was it that used to be like that? It was someone else that I was constantly complaining about. Not Morales. Nefedov, maybe. Nefedov in the bogus rating. I can go under Hungarian ratings. I mean, I can change my federation to Hungary. There's some kind of fee. And I won't be able to play in IM tournaments and get paid to do it like I am currently. But I hate the US Chess Federation. It's practically being run by the St. Louis Chess now. Anyway. Just let a billionaire take it over. Sounds like the presidency. All right, we got to remain active here. Sinkfield Daddy. Let Bloomberg control the USCF or something. They just hijacked all the tournaments, all the national tournaments and stuff like that. Easier that way. Alright, man, this is a draw. I admire your bishop pair, but all the pawns are on one side of the board. How about f4? Oh no. Black is better. Grinding him down. Now you're in trouble. He has compensation based on the bishop pair. Black is slightly better. The bishop pair doesn't do a lot really when the pawns are on one side of the board. It's not really an advantage. But he's still fine. It's not enough. Not enough pawns left, unfortunately. GG Helis. Equal ending against title players. Yeah, I'm shocked at how bad people online are at endgames. But this is just a draw. Okay, over the board as well. I mean, stronger players, of course, are going to be dominant in the end game. I was never close to winning this game. Just a draw. Just kidding. No, I'm not going to trade. He made his bad bishop good again. I've got the better bishop, damn it. I'm going to outflank you. Oh, that's asking for it now. Risky. Now you've done it. Oh no, what do I do? Oh no. I've got a passed pawn. What? Still a fantasy. Can Morales lose? He lost on time. No, the baby. It's the baby's fault. Still probably a draw. Even after you drop the whole pawn. That's so sad. Just isn't fair. It's just not fair. Force field. Wasting our time here. What? He resigned. Convincing win. Are you sure it's lost? It looks that way. King f5, king d5 wins. Anything else? Yeah. This is a win. But, yeah, it's... Alright. It was a draw. Alright guys, I would take subscriber challenges first. But there are none right now. You never crumbled. You just made a one move blunder with bishop e4. I don't even think you played a crappy endgame. I mean, does it matter if you gave me a pawn? It's still a dead draw, you know? Nothing happened until that move. Essentially, I'm supposed to play unusual openings. We'll try something crazy. Forget. Can't remember what I was thinking 5 minutes ago. No, you don't suck. You're the strongest 1998 on lichess. And it was still a dead draw. But you played one lazy move. Alright. One lazy bullet chess move. While holding your baby. And probably typing a letter at the same time. Some other multitask. Bishop f6. What happens after e4? Pawn takes pawn, e5. Nothing. Yeah, I don't know what I expected him to play. I'm surprised by bishop f6. That's kind of weird to be surprised by that. Yes, you had bishop d3 immediately. I didn't have a move there, though. I know exactly what you're talking about. I mean, that was my primary concern. But, I was under some sort of impression after the exchange of queens and everything, you play bishop to e3. My d6 pawn is under attack. But I thought I had something like knight c3, the other knight to c3. I think I had like knight on d to c3, protecting my knight on e4. What do you mean you were indeed one pawn up? After bishop d3, you win a pawn? I thought I had defense there. That was my concern, though. Alright. I'm working out, like, combinations that he doesn't have a sacrifice on d4. But, of course, I have checks all over the place. Of course, next move is the real question. What am I going to do? I might play d5. That seems dubious. Yeah, that's mental. Mental to castle queenside, but I understand. I mean, some people might be fearful about castle kingside here. Of course, f7 is hanging. Maybe that's relevant. Is he going to sacrifice a piece again? Yeah, now it's really dangerous. Check here. I can't play queen f7. I don't think that's the main thing in this position, though. Objectively. Okay, I have a check on h3 in some positions. Now queen f7. I'm unconvinced about black's follow-up. Without the rook on a1, queen c3 check is met by bishop d2. But I really didn't play an unusual opening this game. Gotta keep the focus. Mentally. Not a good position for black. Although my king is in the center, it's difficult to attack it. This doesn't help. You can't play queen c2, which would be the only attacking move here. Castling queenside should have been castling kingside. There's really not a strong attack with the h-file closed. Okay, Asmir. Am I white every game? You're trolling me again. You guys are trolling me again, where I'm white every game. Remember that? Where's Astrobate? Did he go to sleep? Let's get an Astrobate challenge in there. A weird Dutch d3. Now what do we have? The bird's opening is really just a closed Sicilian. I mean, what are you supposed to do? Welcome to the stream, guys. No stream tomorrow. We'll be back on Friday also, but Friday morning is going to be early. I have tournament game in the afternoon. It's basically like an hour commute from my house to the tournament venue because of traffic and buses and going up on Buddha Hill, Castle Hill. It takes forever to get there. So I have to leave pretty early for my tournament games this week and next. So stream will be pushed up an hour to 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. WJ Loof, the red cheer badge. Clash Kid, what was it? He hated that one, or it was the orange one. I can't remember. Then he stopped donating. Didn't like his subscriber badge. That wasn't the reason. I think he's just busy. I haven't seen Clash Kid much. My Austrian neighbor. All right. Shall we try to maintain? Maintain in the brain. King H1. Maybe not the most useful move in the world. Karpovian prophylactic style, according to Jim. But I think this is a definite mistake. You know, I did a video series on Petrosian playing the white side of the King's Indian attack. I mean, anytime black has to play knight e8, he has less pressure on the center. This is always better to play knight d7. Knight d7 puts pressure on e5, which I think is vital here. That's your chance to push back. Knight e8 is kind of passive. It's a minor thing, but I think it's important. I don't know if queen e2 is even right. Maybe c3, one of those big clamp system. Actually, black plays this against the English all the time. Yeah, I mean, I like b5. I think you're on the right track there. But I still think that knight d7 would be better than knight e8. I don't know whether I did the right thing playing c3 or not. But who cares? Where does my knight go? Now bishop a6 is going to be... It's going to be really annoying, actually. Thank you for your support, guys. Mr. Coffee not here today. This is the bird, but I think the bird is just basically transposed to a King's Indian attack. Anyway, the bird is nothing more than a closed Sicilian. Bird is the word. How's my bishop doing on g1? I like the way that black played b5 or b8. Pressure here. What do we do? Seems like a bad square. The alternative is knight a3, but I'm getting rolled by b4. And now, I guess I don't have a choice, honestly. I mean, I don't like these knights. They're like redundant. We still have a lot more space than our counterpart. It seems kind of weird. Rook f2 is even more weird. If b4 c4, if c4 d4, I don't like this for white. I have more space, but it's alien for me. I still think his knight should be here. Then he's all set. Queen c7, rook f c8. That's excellent queenside play. Now my point is here to blockade. with c4. If b4, c4. Yes, WJ with the bird was a good call. f5. f5 break, if I could get it, would be good. Where's Arsenal fan, actually? Would black be inclined to play? Would they be inclined to play f6 if I play g4, I wonder? I also have knight b3. What happens on knight to b3? It's kind of a bizarre idea. Here's another weird idea. I think black should probably play c4. And it's a race. We're off to the races. c4. And I'm all in. On the king side, my pieces aren't really optimally set up for this. King's gonna be an attack. I'm not liking it. Seems like black is faster here with rook b2. The knight is misplaced. Told you. And f6 I don't like anymore. I don't think that's a good idea. You're opening up play on my side. Maybe f5 to try to lock it up. Okay, he's looking at takes. But I don't have to take. Maybe f6 isn't that bad. I think even f5. Though maybe I have takes and bishop h3. I wouldn't touch the f-pawn. Should try to break through down here. But his position is hampered by the fact that his knight has nowhere to move because it's on e8 instead of d7. Gotta stop playing f4. f4, c5. Morales' Grand Prix attack would probably be recommended. Alright, what happened? Now queen d7. Self-correction. Yeah. No tactics anywhere in the vicinity of this game. Extended fianchetto. Now he has a place to put his knight. God, this is like watching the grass grow. I hate the closed Sicilian. Why am I playing this with white? We could go for a compactor. This diagonal opens up. That could totally backfire. He could sack a pawn with d4. I feel like I like this, but why, actually? Much safer to take this way. Alright. Safer to take this way. The battle lines are drawn. There's this wall in the middle of the board. The Great Wall of China, and there's no way around it. I mean, you got to go a long way to get around it. Through Mongolia. Down here, Southeast Asia. And up here in northern Siberia, we can get around it. but not my kind of position. Painful to play, and even more painful to watch. I'll try not to get any more positions like on the board like this today. Oh man. Alright. How about the old good bishop, bad bishop trick? Eh. Good bishop for bad bishop? Things are not so clear, but our other bishops are horrible. The white square bishops for both sides are ridiculous. Actually, all the minor pieces have nothing to do. It's unbelievable. Because of the wall. The wall is just brutal. Kills the game. I mean, what are you going to do with that? It's horrible playing this kind of close position in anything less than game 60 or something. I mean, it's impossible to find a plan for either side. Okay, generally invading the b file. I don't even have that on the king side. There's this f file. He created an open f file. All right, we're gonna win on time. The next challenger, that's a casual correspondence. We have an hour, guys, to play more weird openings. I'm not going to play the birds anymore. No more birds. The birds are the words. Just hurts my brain to even look at this position. I hate this. What is my bishop on h3 doing? Put it on g2 or something. Like there's some sort of hope. It could have a function like sacrifice itself. We have tactics against c4. Man, I don't know what to do. Queen e1, queen h4 maybe. But I don't really want to take and bring his knight to a good place. Bishop c8. Innately passive move. What if he plays a4 now? He's threatening a4. This is not a joke. It's a serious problem. An artificial solution. Actually, a really bad move. It's horrible. Total waste of time. I might as well just go back. Just lost the tempo. You should never do that. You're making progress. Play a4. This game will be decided by just random time pressure. Randomly taking space. Yeah, of course. A4 was strong. Now I might have a serious problem on the queen side. Oh, I'm about to lose on time. I'd rather lose a pawn than let him break my structure. So that's probably a mistake by black. He suddenly like sped up. Like it's a totally different player. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, he's like super fast. But he sort of destroyed his own position. Just as we're getting coordinated, he started making random moves. That's when everything fell apart, like as soon as he started to try to rush. And you notice the pacing difference. Totally lost his composure. But I mean, he was clearly better once he played A4. I'm probably lost. A3, I mean. Look at this position. It was horrible to even play. A4. And now white's screwed. The engine doesn't agree. It doesn't think I'm screwed here. I can't believe it. What am I going to do about A3? Maybe I could play B3 on A3, actually. I thought I was screwed already. And the engine actually thinks I'm better. That's funny. I have so much space that I'm not screwed. B takes A3. B takes A3. That was a good heads up move by me, though. Computer doesn't think it was necessary. He had a lot of good moves, you know, before that. When he played bishop d7, obviously, and I played queen d1, I mean, just playing a4 now, I thought. He can't, though, okay. It wasn't so easy. Alright, then knight c7. But I thought he was doing fine. Alright. No hate mail, please. Guys, let's get some more challenges. 5-3 through 7+3. Weird openings. WG Loof, thank you. It was a painful position to play, though. Is this even a position in the opening? It's amazing how there's no games here. Savely Golubov. The king h1 is a novelty. Obviously not very appropriate in this particular position. Thank you guys for the support. WJ Loof in particular. I have 1 hour left to play today, so let's get some 5+3 through 7+3 challenges. Yevgeny Vorobyov. Alright, what are we doing? No more birds opening. Everyone's afraid to play. Astrobait's sleeping. Mr. Coffee's not here. He could have played a4 instead of queen b7. Let's see after a5. It all looked good. Yeah, well, queen c7 is bad anyway, because he needs that square at this point for his knight. You know, and I think that b4 is met by c4. c4 was okay. He could have just not done knight queen c7. Jim with a huge donation to take the lead. Wow. Mr. Soham might not show up till the end of the week. The question, will he show up for the simul or not? Jim, thank you. 594 bits. taking the lead, 1,094 for the week, and Mr. Slohan with 1,000. Guys, I'm entering a tournament tomorrow. It's a round robin category 1. It's the week IM tournament, so I'm not going to be keeping the regular schedule 100%, since I have to play every afternoon between 3 and 8 p.m. I can't really do the evening streams. There won't be a stream on Thursday night, tomorrow night, and we'll try to do early on Friday, because I have to start for the venue like pretty early. So Friday's 10 a.m. Sunday simul, if I'm back in time, will be 6:30 p.m. It's a normal 10-player round robin. So I have 9 games in this tournament and the team game on Sunday, which is a day off for the tournament. So I have 10 games in a row against probably 2250 average. I have to score +2 to break even, and I really should be doing better than that. It would be good to score something like 7 points out of 9, but not so easy. There's 2 other IMs that are good. If I draw with the other IMs and I score like 6 out of 8 against others, that'd be awesome. Alright guys, simul on Sunday, don't forget. Osmir challenging me to another game. Let's play another repeat performance here, but no more closed positions. I can't stand it anymore. I will not play this. It's Tonat Min, Frolov Artur from Ukraine. Bianca, she's a WGM from Hungary. I think she's a WGM. A couple of Indian players who I can't even be sure about the spelling of their names. Young Indian players, kids, 2 of them, maybe 1, maybe 2. And then Mark Lyle, who's a FIDE master from the UK. It's a older guy, and a bunch of Hungarian kids. So 2 Indian kids, a bunch of Hungarian kids, an older FN from England, a woman player from Hungary. She's strong. She's like 2,300, and me and the 2 IMs, Tonat Min and Artur. So the average is pretty low because one of the Indian kids is like a little girl who's 13, and she's rated like 2,000. I think it's strange to put her in the tournament. I don't think a 2,000 player should really be playing in IM closed group. It just drags the category down of the tournament, and but anyway, they're paying extra money for them to play in the tournament. So funny, I was looking at a very similar position yesterday when I was looking at some Nimzo lines, although queen on c2. Yeah, Tonat Min plays well. Though we're getting paid to play and there's no prizes, so the IMs don't have enough incentive to fight amongst each other, typically. In this kind of tournament, usually there's a lot of draws between the title players, which makes sense. They conserve their energy to play the players who are trying to beat them. If there were a prize, the story would be different. But since the prizes are norms for the other players, you can take issue with this sort of structure of the tournament. But this is a very common situation. I'm getting paid to play a certain fee no matter what. So if those other IMs want to play, that's fine with me. If they want to draw, that's fine with me too. I'm mostly, concerned in beating the other players. Yeah, I was looking at Hubner type positions yesterday. Last night, in fact, before I went to bed. And in particular, I had a bunch of people do like a delayed sort of same-ish against me, and I didn't know what to do. I saw a good game. The German Grandmaster Gustafsson is really, I think, best known for chess24, but he does a lot of good analysis in the openings, and that's probably one of the best things about chess24. But Gustafsson has a lot of Nimzo analysis, and I think it's pretty good. This is similar to a game he had with Grandmaster Stochek, except they traded queens on d8. If anybody here has studied Botvinnik, you know how important the square is, like the d5. But I'm not sure that Botvinnik would play e4. White would probably rather have the pawn back on e3 in this position, if he has the choice. But if you want to study the Nimzo, I think Gustafsson is a good player to emulate. Rook d1. There's always the exchange sack with like Rook d5. Yeah, no, oddly, I never played the Hubner. My best friend who taught me how to play chess was a huge Hubner Nimzo advocate. But that was like his thing, so we always we wanted to have our own thing. I didn't really do his thing. I would play the King's Indian. This is interesting. Pressure on e5. Again, I kind of like black. The shifting. I see what's going to happen though. Knight h5 doesn't work. Can I do this? Might not work. I'm concerned about basically, I'll make a long story short. I didn't really want to play two knights versus two bishops here. I thought it would be kind of hard to break through, so I could have played bishop g4 previously on the last move. I don't really want to trade my white square bishop if I don't have to for his knight. Yeah, this is a huge idea to sack and exchange positionally. This is Botvinnik's favorite pawn structure. He would love to play the white side of English's and Nimzo's, where he has control of like the d5 square. My 60, or what is it, 100 selected games. Again, I mentioned this like last week. It's my favorite, one of my favorite top 10 books. But I still think that white would be better off with the pawn back on e3, so this diagonal can be used for stuff like bishop d3, bishop e4, bishop d5. Famous game. Botvinnik played with white. Very similar structure. Now it eludes me who his opponent was. Like, not important. Ilya Khan, I think. Searching for your tournaments, I found another FM you might face someday, rated 1926. Jim, that tournament that I'm playing in is listed on chess results. Chess-results. I found it. If you look for Rigo chess on chess results, I found it yesterday. Now if knight h5, this is what I want to play. But I saw a tactic for white. Probably it doesn't work though, which is good. I was hallucinating white had a tactic here. I'm trying to trick him into getting the setup that I wanted. I wanted to trade the knight for his dark squared bishop and then keep the white squared bishop on the board. So I can make the h5 knight trade for the bishop, then bring this back to like e6. White will be a little bit better. I mean, black will be a little bit better. Still, he has such good control of the center. White's probably not that bad here. Knight e5, knight e5. Knight e5, knight e5, bishop e5, bishop e2, queen e2, queen e5, rook d5. Don't tell my opponent that I have queen takes c3 check in that position. Otherwise, he would be fine. Arsenal fan, welcome. Let's get some challenges. None. I don't know why nobody wants to play. So, weird opening Wednesday. I shouldn't just automatically take that bishop, but the knight's out on h5 on a limb. So this is the strategic exchange I wanted. Now white's stuck with a bad bishop. Our knights are more or less equal. I have the better structure. His knight, the only prospect is like knight h4. I mean, really, he'd like to play knight e2, knight f1, knight e3, kaplam on d5. That would be golden if his knight was on e3. But exchanging like bishop for knight here is going to have the rock-like control of d5. This is a problem. Now my job is to put as much pressure on his position as I can so he can't maneuver, like this, when everything would be fine for white. He's got to find a way to play this position. This is just too routine, I would think. D-file is overrated. Unfortunately, I can't play. I don't want to play f6. Can't and I don't want are different things, but obviously my e5 pawn needs babysitting. Morales, are you available? I don't know why I'm putting my king on g7. Let's get a challenge, the Arsenal fan. He's starting to thrash. Somebody have a club? It's like a shark. Shark on board! Shark on board. Let's contain him. Alright. Plans are forming. Uh-oh. That's not good. That's not good. White's starting to have bad ideas. You're not allowed to do that. No, knight f1, knight g4, bishop g4. You're not allowed to do that. Got to keep him busy. Is this a Nimza? Good guess. Have you seen my Nimzovich? In the old days, they called it the Nimzovich Indian. Nimzovich Indian. Oh no. Double blunder. Two blunders at the same time. He's hanging f4 and c4 simultaneously. But you can't really take both at the same time. It's sort of a desperate attacking move. It definitely drew my attention away from the weak pawn on f4, on c4. But at what price, right? Proverbial frying pan. It's like, in order to decoy me away from c4, he gave me his whole king side. Now what do we do? Actually, he's mobilized pretty well. I'm tempted to take the knight, but I'm not sure I should. Alt material. I'm a little nervous about rook d7. But I don't think there's any reason to panic. Maybe there's a reason to panic. Thank God he doesn't have queen f2. Then I'd really have a reason to panic. Then I couldn't defend f7. I guess I'd still even have knight d6 there. Threatening knight e3. Oh, he did it. No way, dude. I was just kidding, you know, about this. They'll believe anything. They'll believe anything you tell them. Queen f2. I guess he's lost there. I guess he's just lost. I mean, f4 was crazy, right? I was looking at like queen b3. But he gave me everything. I mean, f4 you can't play. So the computer thinks he can play knight g4 or knight f1. Check this out. Because if he sacrifices the c4 pawn, he'll gain access to the 7th rank. And as I said earlier, this is the golden plan of knight f1, knight e3, or knight g4, knight e3, and knight d5, when everything would probably be okay. Okay, I've got 3 challenges. I have 2 challenges, and I have 40 minutes left, guys, so I can probably play like 3 more games at this time control. No, I have to make up some work for my chess recordings, so I have to leave a little early today. No stream tomorrow, and then we're going to be back on Friday at 10 a.m. for a pre-IM tournament stream. Did you play this against me before? Play last. To leave a lasting impression, Arsenal wants to play last. Then we'll see it when I throw the mouse out the window. I'll turn off the stream first. This is a very, very, very unusual move. Pawn takes b5. Did you play this against me before? There was someone who played it against me before. You know what? What if I don't want to cooperate with you, you know? Screw that. Why do I have to do that? Like, everybody does knight takes d5. What if I don't want to do knight takes d5? You know, let's go our own way here. Take the long way home. What? Oh, I'm thinking of 2 different songs. Anyway, sorry for the confusion. I'm not going to do that anymore. Knight takes d5. Totally overrated. Well, now it would be different, though. If knight takes d5. No, not knight takes d5. Pawn takes d5. Pawn takes d5. Still, I don't really like it here. Which leaves me with an interesting dilemma. I guess there's not really much to think about. I mean, this seems kind of forced. So with pawn takes pawn, we transpose to like a known variation, I guess. Though I suspect g3 is the best move. There are probably more than one option. Is that grammatically correct? There are probably more than one option. White, obviously a connoisseur of the Blumenfeld gambit. Scottie Pippen was one of the most important players on those iconic Bulls teams. Although I don't pretend to be a pro basketball fan by any stretch. You're going back in my generation, though, with that reference. I don't do songs on the stream. It's distracting, and the other thing is that people have very diverse taste, so whatever music you play, someone will love it and others will hate it, and there's almost no way to. I don't really want to be arguing about sideshow music. Everybody can listen to their own music. The Who, okay, Acerbate. What's that song, Take the Long Way Home? It's weird for an Englishman to enjoy basketball. What? Who are you talking to? Oh, at Arsenal? Oh, bloody hell, let's play some cricket. Yeah. Where's your cricket clubs? Supertramp. Oh, God. Everything is a Trump reference. Acerbate knows his classic rock. Now G3. Interesting. What happens on D4? Do I even want to do that? He would have to play an awkward move, probably. It seems kind of weakening for black. Gondo Laszlo. I'm going to have problems. Some positions here, clearly. I don't know, Ross Story. You play this really well. Not too many people know how to play the white side of the Blumenfeld gambit. It's only played in about 1 in 100 games where I've tried to play it with black. With white, no one has a clue what they're doing. Even at the master level, I find a lot of times they don't have a clue what they're doing because it's such a rare visitor. I can't imagine you could get too many games to practice this opening. I can't even get to play it if I want to. But this is an interesting move order. White's played knight c3 followed by that. I was looking at knight a4, but then bishop b5. Did he lose a tempo, or did he simply induce weakness in my position, is the question. I don't know. Maybe I should go back to b7. That feels weird, though. It feels weird. Let's just develop our pieces. Exceptional position. It's all going to depend on what he does. I mean, the other possibility is bishop h3, which is a thing in some lines. Absolutely depends on what white does there. I don't know. Tricky situation. pieces even. Be very careful, I could lose in one move. Because of how loose my position is. But the Blumenfeld course has nothing to do with chess lecture. The Blumenfeld course was made for this site called The Chess World. And I don't, derive any financial benefit. I just got paid like a flat amount to do that video series. I wouldn't do that again though. I don't think it's like really fair. But it's still a good promotion. If people buy the video, my name is on it, so at least it promotes generally what I'm trying to do. But I won't do more videos with them like that. I would want like a sort of percentage. It's a lot of work, and it ends up, being around forever, so I should get paid by some sort of percentage, like a royalty system. But I agreed to it. It's okay. Yeah, this is awkward. A3 though. I was surprised by A3. White's up a pawn here. Not so easy to play. The bishop on A6 is nice, but I've got a lot of weaknesses. My pawns are kind of weird. Doing some nice work. Alright, what's next? Queen E8. I don't know. My only hope is some sort of brute force tactics. White's pieces aren't really well developed, obviously, on the queen side. Somebody was asking like 2 weeks ago, do you play any gambits? I mean, I actually played this. I played the Scandinavian with knight f6. So I do play some gambits. I'm not a gambit player per se, right? Dutch idea. This is actually starting to look, it's starting to look pretty promising, I think, for black. E5. Although he has H3 now, if I play this, that actually looks pretty good. Let's do it differently. It's a kind of Benko maneuver. But now all of our pieces are super active. You could even have a sacrifice on f2. Seriously, like h3, knight takes f2, king takes f2. You might have like a positional piece sacrifice, knight e5. King g1, knight d3 with compensation or something. I don't know. Like, it might be enough for black. For the first time, I feel like my position is tempting. Tempting to play knight f2. Knight f2, there's also queen g6 ideas. It looks pretty good, but it's also kind of speculative. Alright, we'll have fun. Positional sacrifice. All of black's pieces are working. Unlike their white counterparts, we have a strong protected pass pawn. His king is unsafe. One pawn in the pot so far. Wicked strong attack here for black. Pete's Wicked Ale. I'm not sure if this even does anything. I think he has to sack the e1. I believe in black's active pieces, even though I only have a pawn for a piece. b4 can't be good enough. All right. It's a try, I guess, though. Reasonable. Not really sure what I'm doing. Well, that way, the unexpected. I can't decide like every move, change my mind what I'm gonna do. Literally changing the mind. Changing of the minds. Jim is under the impression that that can be not allowed. I'm having trouble breaking through, though. You can do that again? How many times can you play that move? Yeah, the opening was interesting. So I'm tired of playing like knight takes d5. This is a new move. a6. I guess critical is knight c3. I wonder if this transposes to another opening. I'm not sure how good this is for black. Maybe it's not as good as I had hoped. Seriously, it looks like this is forced. After knight c3, I was wanting to take here. It's like the Nescafe Frappe attack, but worse. It's an improved Nescafe Frappe attack for white. Only like craziest person could play this. Looks like I have to play ED. Do this. Play bishop b7, e4. Can't take it. Have to take here. Okay. There's a couple games. Sabo Mihai. Huh. More questions than answers. Anyway, alright. Arsenal fan, you said you'd be last, so let's play learning chess. 5+2. Learning chess is playing another game right now? Alright, whatever. Multi-board. He's doing a simul. I'm supposed to play weird openings, I said. This isn't that weird, but we'll play our Blobix variation. This is my day of tribute to Blobix. Play the b3. And now d4. Okay, a consequent move. Consequent move. Why is that not a good move? Makes complete sense. It is a good move, learning chess. Yeah, I mean, bishop c4 makes some sense. I don't think it's the only move. I mean, you can totally play bishop e5 check. I think c3 is probably... And bishop c4 is not a complete concept. It's just one move. We need an overall stratagem. I'm not even sure b3 is very relevant. Yeah, I mean, I think that any kind of break with b4 would be a reasonable attempt to make it work. Learning chess blunder tactically, I like his opening though. You know, I think he played very consequently. Overlooking this is deadly. It's pretty much the only trick I have. You know? I think black has a good game there, and I don't even think, like, I'm happy with 5d3. I don't even think that was a good move. I have to find something else, more dynamic. d3 is not... It's probably better for black. I bet this is better for black. b3 ends up being, like, really useless, like a waste of time, even a weakness. Do we go for the kill? Not sure about this move either. Now what does black do? Probably go for it. Queen d6. That's a pawn-down ending. Maybe not very appealing. Queen c8 also. Queen d7. Queen d7 loses a piece, I guess. Check. King d8, knight d6 now. This is like the most questionable version of this idea. I could take on f8. Are you trapping my queen or something? Strategically, black's position is okay, but he's down a pawn, down a bishop. Do you have a tactic with like knight here now? Maybe you can win back the material. Knight e5, queen g7, rook g8. It looks like you're still okay. What about knight e5, knight d7, knight f7, knight... Now I'm done. Yeah, he's done. He's down a piece. He just lost a piece. Yeah, unfortunately. Unfortunately for him, it's over. King in the center for the endgame. You have to recognize when it's an endgame and make the adjustment. No need to castle anymore when there's no queens on the board and you're up a piece. A lot of people would have just castled routinely for white. You know, this is for the beginners. I'm saying this. Obviously, the advanced players know that. They should know that. Where's my knight going to go? You were super prepared for the endgame? I'm not going to pretend I know what you're talking about. That's horrible, man. That endgame is horrible for white. What are you talking about? Don't even try to defend it and say that it was intentional or good. Now, maybe it was intentional, but it shouldn't be. I think you played the second half of the game really, really well, you know. But it's not a variation. It's not okay to play d takes c5 Arsenal. And you're fortunate though that you were able to outplay him. We looked at it. I looked at it. You know, I looked at it, and I stand by what I said in the stream. If black had played correctly, you're worse probably. I would love to play that position for black. You're lucky he didn't play white. But you were prepared there at least. No, that's actually, I mean, it's funny because it's one of the only variations that I play. You know, you should have seen me playing that in some games here on the stream. And it's over, you know. You can't play that variation. The Aximov just like loses. I mean, you can't play it. I mean, I've played it numerous times. It's the most common line that I've played. I probably played it against you. But it was a while ago. I started to stop playing it maybe in the last year or so because it's so bad for black. I mean, that's basically what happened. The variation with c5 just basically loses by force. So we're talking about the Alekhine Aximov variation. Yeah, I mean, that's why people played it, and that's why I played it, because it looks interesting and fun and complicated, but it's Nefedov. Nefedov had some game with me, maybe a couple, or he just smoked me, or had me completely smoked. We haven't seen Nefedov in forever. He's actually supposed to visit me. So learning chess, your only weakness seems to be tactics. Like positionally, you have obviously know what you're doing. You need to improve the tactics. But that's good news because I think tactics are easy. Strategic play is hard, you know. Much easier to improve your tactics. Seems like he knows what he's doing. Nefedov busted me in that variation completely. F4 e6 g4. The Grob. You should play the Grob. Is that what you're saying? The Grob is good. Grob is good. Little variation on Bill Cosby. Grob is great. Gives us chocolate cake. No, it's the Grob. All right. Don't do this to yourself. Self-torture is not healthy nor warranted. I don't know. I don't see the need for the macho grab terminology. The grab is macho enough without needing to be called the macho grab. The grab is the machoist chess opening, clearly. Probably like loses by force. The engine gives like minus 1 point something after the grab. Okay, last game, guys. Gotta go. Arsenal. Can we play? I can't take these other challenges, guys. I've gotta leave. You are late. I have to leave today. We're gonna be back on Friday early. No subscriber stream on Thursday. I'm playing tomorrow night. Blizzard would like to have a game. You're too late. Maybe Friday. Come early on Friday. 10 a.m. I'm going to play the grab. That's it. We are grabbing. Grabbing good. Is G5 the best move? No, I done line with Bishop G2 or whatever. Is like Bishop takes G4, C4. I think I like this better. The G5. No sissy moves like H3. How bad can the grab be? I think I only faced the grab once. National Open in Las Vegas. Is that right? Yeah. But I'm getting the games confused. I definitely faced the grab once. At least once. The other games, because the player was like 2000, it wasn't a beginner. Arsenal getting positional with the H6. So what do we got here? Wonder if I should take it. What's the best way? Just let him take on G5 and recapture. It's like a grab Trompowski. Grab. It sounds like a New England Patriot. The Gronkowski. Ron Gronkowski. Grobtowski. Grobtowski. You combine the Grob and the Trompowski into one opening. I know his real name. The problem is trying to combine the Grob and the Trompowski into one name. I'm not that dyslexic. I know how to say Rob Gronkowski, but I was trying to make a special version for this special version of Rob Gronkowski. Grobowski. Combination of Grob and Trompowski. In honor of Gronk. Now what? Do we take with the knight or the bishop? Basically, Arsenal fans should be a Caro-Kann player. I can't believe he played C5. All right. Interesting. And why not? Arsenal is endgames. The Arsenal endgame. He likes endgames. Oh, insta-take. Didn't even consider the options. So I want to take with a knight. Oh, we have 95. If you really want to have fun. 95 is funny. We could turn it into Budapest Gambit. 95 is kind of mental. Nah, I think 95 is going too far. I think we're going to recapture. This was my original intention. We can't castle, though. But I figure we had bishop e5 check. Although maybe I should think twice about that. Maybe it's overrated. Bishop g4 is a strong move. Yeah, I think we're going to have to bail on bishop e5. This bishop pin is just too strong. No, actually, I could be in serious trouble. I missed his response here. I guess I did the wrong thing finally. So I'm going to have to put my king on c1, it looks like. Wait. Maybe I have a move. Knight there? No. Black's better. I think black's better here. Oh man, I'm so tempted to take... Actually, though, the knight on h6 isn't very well placed. What if bishop g5? I can't take that knight on h6. I think I need my dark squared bishop. Yeah, I was not intending on taking. We're going to have to go here. We'll pretend we're playing the Berlin defense, I guess. Because this knight b4 is too much of a problem. So now I'm only slightly worse. Black is better in the Grob, it's true. I don't mean to give you guys... to break your bubbles or whatever. I basically never play the Grob. It's like White's worst opening. Even on Weird Wednesday. Refuse to play it normally. But for Arsenal fan, I made a special exception. I have no Grob. I have no Grob training, actually. Rob Gronkowski. Oh no. Oh no. We might as well try this. It's the king position where you can't castle and play king c8 in the Berlin. Reminded me of this, but obviously it's not really related to the Berlin defense. Alright guys, I've got to go. This is my last loss today. I can't take these other challenges. Sadly, guys. Have to leave early. We have a tournament tomorrow, so there's no Thursday stream. The next stream is on Friday. A very interesting variation there was... It was actually possible to play bishop e2, knight f7, bishop f3. I thought that might not be bad. If you don't want to lose your white square bishop. Now my bishop is kind of a monster. And he immediately, casting doubt on that theory, the monsterdom of my white square bishop, only good move, really. Knight f3. Monsterdom. Purely positional play. This sucks. Well, I guess we have to do it this way. There's really no other option. I was just starting to enjoy having a bishop pair. Yeah, sucks. Awkward. Now, how do I get the rest of my pieces out? We have a new possibility. Maybe I'm not going to tell Arsenal fan things anymore. He'll use my good moves against me. Can't reveal. Well, he's certainly complicating. Gotta be careful around here. Give up the dark square bishop for nothing. Give me the dark square bishop. There's also this check I've got to watch out for. If I play c3, knight d3 check, maybe it doesn't do anything. Probably it doesn't do anything. I can always play king b1. Bishop a5, knight c5 is good for white, I guess. Wait, what's up? So c4 maybe? c4, knight b6 check, take. His knights are as good as my bishops. I think you should definitely play c4. The last chance sale. What am I supposed to do? This? Man, this has got to be a bad idea. It's like the worst idea I ever had. I should have played bishop takes e5 and knight d3 maybe. That would have been okay. Okay, now we're both playing, I think, dubiously. He could have just exchanged on d3 and bishop c7, trade off my bishop pair, and have a strong knight on d4. I think black's better. The way he played it, though, it's more like equal. This is like a watered down version of what he could have done, realistically. Now what? You're not threatening to trap that, are you? You wouldn't do that. Would you? How dare you? Battling back. Battler. Solid. Solid position. Finally for black. Struggling the whole game against the Grob. He finally managed to equalize. How many times did I let him off the hook in this game? Now we got him. Big pressure. He's tied down. Big pressure, no whammies. What? Oh no. Oh no. You have that move. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Sorry about the bishop. Better luck next game. Oh man, he's just giving it up. Wow. He's got that. Wait, I can do that too. Do I really have to do this? Arsenal can't possibly lose this position. You know that, right? He could have sacked the bishop there. Bishop takes b2. But maybe his idea is just as good. King d4. The classic. Oh man, you're gonna make me miss my work date. I don't remember the last time I had to do rook and bishop versus rook on the stream. It's still a draw, but it's hard to draw. No, it's not a win. It's a draw, but I've seen titled players lose this. It's very hard to do it in Time pressure. Actually hard to win it in time pressure too. The Lucena position. He had so many easy draws. Now he picks the hardest one. I don't know if he's lost yet, but he's getting close. He's in like probably a pretty bad spot. He's not giving me any time to think. That's the problem. Giving me any time to think, dude. Loses the rook in this position. Anyway, that was fun. Good game, Arsenal. You managed to do it. Good training for your next time. He'll probably get this like next week. I'll bet you like in the next like month, Arsenal will get bishop versus or rook and bishop versus rook in a tournament game. Anyway, guys, I gotta go. Thanks everybody for playing. Thanks for joining us. We're gonna be back on Friday at 10 a.m. with a quick stream for 2 hours. I'll see you guys later. Good game. My favorite end game. Bye-bye. See you later, guys.